Ebony K. Williams is pregnant, expecting her first baby girl, and she called it a miracle. So let me deep dive into this. This is holding them accountable with Mika. And I just want to kind of give people a little bit of insight on what's going on. She did an exclusive with People Magazine where she basically said that she was due a girl August 16th. Happy news comes 2 years after Williams revealed she was using her frozen eggs to pursue, to pursue motherhood via sperm donation and in vitro fertilization. She says anybody that's going through IVF or attempted IVF will tell you so many things have to go right for the final result of this journey to be a baby. That's why I've called this my remarkable miracle because it really does feel like I've been a recipient of some very enormous favor from God above. She says she's nicknamed her daughter one of one because it doesn't justify how special the baby to be is to her, and it represents the luck she had to make of her dreams to getting pregnant in reality. She says she did one egg retrieval. God damn it, what am I doing? One egg retrieval at 34 years old, not really having a clear intention on if it would use those eggs or when I would use those eggs. And then 6 years later, she's 40 years old now. That one egg retrieval led to one genetically normal embryo, which led to one successful embryo transfer. And one pregnancy later, she'll soon have to be a God willing, one beautiful, healthy baby girl, and it feels like fate. So, with that being said, Mika, what are your thoughts on Ebony K. Williams uh, now pregnant and possibly becoming a single baby mama?
So Ebony K decided she was going to do the single mama thing by choice, which she says is by choice, but it's not by choice because she asked well, she wanted a husband. She said she wanted a husband, she wanted a family. But now that she knows she's way past that time, she's now saying, she's pivoting, saying that you can be a single mama and she has the resources and things like that. My only issue with it is she's also going to have a baby girl, which she had one of those designer babies that you can kind of pick to have your gender. She's going to have a baby
Wait,
girl.
wait, 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 wait. What do you
What?
mean? What is that?
Yeah, it's called I don't know the scientific term, but
But you
the
can pick the
cultural term.
chromosomes or whatever.
Yeah, it's called a designer baby where you can
Oh,
actually.
ain't that what John Legend and them did?
Yes, where you can pick you can pick your sex of the baby. And they'll play with the chromosomes and all the other stuff and yeah. Yeah. So she's having one of those. And so my thing is this. Ebony Williams is, in the 1%, right? So her daughter is going to be doing all of these upper echelon things, right? But she's going to have no father. In that community, you tend to have like debutantes, daughter dances, things like that with no dad. I'm just really concerned on how this child is going to actually, you know, thrive in that environment because even with all the money that her mother has, she's still going to be seen as a baby mama or, a single mom. So I wanted to get
Thoughts?
everybody
Crazy.
thought on the in the chat and on the panel
Well,
because
first
I
of all,
thought
let me just say this. I don't know how that process worked, but I even for whatever reason when John Legend and his chick was doing it, I was under the impression that they was basically almost like picking the kid's eyes, eye color, and all of that
yes,
junk.
can. Uh-huh. So if you want to, so
It's crazy.
there's DNA that makes your traits that makes your eyes blue, black, brown, whatever, hair, all of that. You can pick all of that because it's in your DNA. Yes, that's the scientific term. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
CRISPR.
Shout out to
Yes.
the one of the greatest moderators of all time, your car.
He
I
brilliant.
appreciate you, big
5 million.
dog.
He found
Facts.
time and everything. But yes, that's exactly what it's called. So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it because I saw it and I'm just like all the women in the comments were like, "Oh, I'm so happy for her." And I'm just like nobody's going to say what needs to be said that it's a single mom by choice.
Well, she's right. She is a single mom by choice. She's a single mom by bad choices.
That's a fact.
All the women that was probably praising her
That's
was
a fact.
probably babies, mamas, and singles and damn selves. And I've said this before. Like, I would rather be childless than, because people be like, why don't you adopt? Man, I'm not adopting, bringing a child into a one parent household. What does that look like? Like, I wasn't raised like that. I would rather be. That's honestly, that's really selfish if you think about it, because you taking that father perspective, that father that's supposed to be in a daughter's heart, and the father is really a child's first love. So, like, that's gonna be gone out the window. What, Slimmy? You gonna mute or you just gonna move around?
Oh, my bad. I didn't know y'all could hear me. I didn't know y'all could hear me.
I man,
Hold them
My
accountable.
bad.
it's hard like to tell a woman that really wants a child because I have my best friend. She's older, she's 43, and she wants a child. And the dude she was gonna have a child with, he freaking died. Like he was like 36, and he just up and died. And she old as heck. She said, "Who I'm gonna find now, cultivate a relationship with, and have a baby." And her dad, her parents wanted a kid. That was like, "Hey, just get pregnant. We'll help you take care of it."
Oh
So it's kind of
Wow.
because
like
you got to think
I
about it.
can be partial to some situations. I don't really know the nuance of Miss Ebony K, but
I don't know.
I
As a
get
woman, I understand it, but on the other hand, I think it's pretty selfish, right? Because she wants to feel whatever she wants to feel. She wants to feel whatever joy she has. And so, on one hand, it's very, I understand it because you want to be a mom. But then on the other hand, what about the questions that the daughter is going to have, right? I watched some movie the other day. It just happened to be on. And it was like four women, and one of the women just happened to have a baby by a sperm donor. And the daughter was just like acting out the whole movie. And then she was like, oh, all the kids tease me saying that I'm a test tube baby and all this other stuff.
well, she can. I don't know. I think she's probably fluid enough that she can shelter her kid from a lot of stuff. And I think if anyone's just going to be having designer babies with no man involved, the top 1% is probably the group of women that should do it.
I think this is really dangerous, though. Like picking the chromosomes and all this scientific stuff. What happened to just getting pregnant by the man and having a family? Like this is just getting further and further away from what we supposed to be accomplishing as human beings. This shit is kind of weird. Like honestly, like
But
that
here's something
shit is
in the chat.
strange.
The chat, like, right, some people are, talking about like the money, right? She has the money. The money is not the problem.
Yeah.
Like she has the money to financially take care of a child. The problem is the village around it.
You can say,
Yo,
man,
Mm.
but we
money
don't know
ain't
what her
everything
village.
though.
We don't know what
Yes.
her village looks like. You don't know. We don't know. She may got some uncles or grandpas or somebody who could be the man in this kid's life. We don't know enough about these people.
I don't know who purposely though goes and becomes
A
a
woman
single.
who can't find a man. That's who purposely does it.
No, she
Like
can find a man. She, what?
I'm not gonna stand on this square that we just bash her because she's doing wrong. Like
No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
because you like baby mamas. That's why.
Hold them accountable.
What
So,
the hell?
I like women if they so happen to have a children. It's okay.
but no,
Yeah, you a
Quentin.
big
She
stepdaddy.
was on a she was on a podcast and she said that she will resent the man that isn't on her level.
Dang.
That's what she said. So
Wow.
that says to me that she is the one that just doesn't want anybody that isn't, I guess, to her standards.
Well, at least unless she knows better than get a dude, have a baby with him, and then leave him and take his money, then I guess do it by yourself. Then it's,
Right.
we
But what
can't
about
knock
the
her from like she's doing what she wants, and these are the circumstances of where she is in life. So I don't think that we should knock her for it. I don't think this kid is going to be in any disadvantage in life just who the fuck the mom is. Like
what
there's plenty of single children of baby mothers who turned out just fucking fine.
I think that
We
is
know the
funny
stats
that
to say the daddy makes it better, but there's been it could happen.
no, I think that the kid is going to be at a significant disadvantage because it's just certain things that you don't get with a man in the household, regardless if it's a daughter or a son. I think that just because see a lot, I think a lot of times we think about success with kids when it comes to resources. And we see plenty of kids that's messed up, um, you know,
It's more
whose
more
parents
relation.
were rich or whose mother had a lot of money, but that doesn't necessarily make you a successful child coming up that understands the value of hard work and cultural norms and being successful or whatever. A lot of times I think it's not that women don't have resources also, because some of them do, but I think that more importantly, a lot of them put into the child a lot of feminine traits, right? Or a lot of overly masculine traits, because they then teach them things like, hey, you don't need a man and stuff like that, right? And so those are the things I think that society is having a problem with and a complication with when it comes to our culture and Western culture. We know that women, black women in particular, are one of the biggest determining factors for what happened in our elections. And, a lot of that sentiment and the mindset comes from the households that they're raised in, which includes single mothers. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that it and in addition to that, let's remove her situation out of the conversation. Let's have a conversation about her influence on other women to make it seem like it's okay for them to be single mothers and they don't even have the resources that she have. So I think that, when you have a voice and when you become a public figure, and more importantly, it also I'll give you an example, right? On the public figure part. I know that I have a halfway decent following. And I also know that the things that I do on a daily basis, even when I go outside every day, it impacts or influences other people as to what it is that they are and aren't going to do. Now, I can't turn it off and say, well, I don't want to be, a leader or nothing. I don't have a choice because I decided to pick up a microphone and I wind up, having some level of visibility, and with great power comes responsibility because you do influence people. So you have to take that into consideration. And so the example I think that she's giving other people also factors into, in my opinion, it also factors into the conversation, and we're not really taking that into consideration.
Yeah, because a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, well, Ebony is showing that we can, we don't have to follow society norms." And I'm just like, Ebony is rich,
I
right?
don't
And
even
so,
know
Well,
if she really rich though.
let's
Is she
be
but
clear.
rich?
but are
Any woman,
but she's
most
but she's at least in the millions. Like
I mean,
even if
she
it's
probably
one,
got resources. She may be rich. You right? You might be right.
let's
even if she's 500,000 and up, that's more than most women, right?
let's
So
be clear. No woman who don't have enough money is doing this. Like this procedure, my friend that I was talking to you about, it didn't go well for her. She tried to do it and she was like 50 grand deep in it. So you ain't got no
yeah,
normal women just doing this.
but that's my point though. That's my point though. They're not saying that. And I was just having this conversation with my co-host of the Red Cup podcast, right? She was saying, well, well, other women are doing it. I'm like, nobody can do this. This stuff is expensive. This is not cheap, right? And so you're telling women without telling them all that. You're telling them that they can have babies later and this and that. Well, then
They gonna
they're
find out
gonna
real
get
quick.
there and that right, they're gonna get there. But that's what I'm saying.
They're
They're
gonna
gonna get
find out
there and find out they can't do it.
like shit. Let me get a loan.
I
And
don't,
now
I
you're
don't, I
gonna
don't.
ruin a whole. There are because I do know one woman who did get a loan to get to do that. The insurance
Oh,
company
women
paid
will
her.
finance everything. In the same
They
way
sure
that you can
will.
finance a car, you can finance this whole process. Like, I know that we
Yeah,
say, hey, people don't have money, but I'm gonna tell you, people will go into debt for the things that they want. They gonna figure out a way. Listen, if you can figure out a way to
they finance scales.
you can finance everything, literally. And so I don't think that that's even a conversation. I think that people gonna figure it out.
Hit that PayPal afterpay.
No, it's that care credit.
That, yeah,
Yep,
that's what
they
it's
get
called.
they get care
Credit, bro.
credit, and on top of that, let me also tell you something that's a factor too, is that, like, bro, let's say I go out and I swipe my card or something like that, right? And my Chase Sapphire card or whatever, and let's say I go out and I swipe that, I you know it automatically says, hey, do you want to break this down into four payments? It does. It'd be like, hey, you want to break this down into 4 payments or whatever, just by default. And I'd be like, no, I just paid the whole thing. What are you talking about? People, man, you can finance death probably, bro. Like at this point,
They
seriously,
do.
man.
Them
You can
caskets.
finance
He
a
I've
said
seen
you
them.
can
casket.
find that death. Nigga.
It's nothing that you can't finance nowadays, bro. I almost feel like sometimes I'll be questioning myself like, damn, am I growing too slow or something as far as like the different stuff that I could do because I make the sacrifice. It be deals that I pass up all the time. I'll be like, man, I just don't got the cash right now. Cause I'm putting all of my cash into this, or so I'll put it off and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll wait a couple months or whatever. Because I'm not really trying to take on no zero debt and I just want to do the shit 100%. Like the crib that I'm building. I'm supposed to close on the property on Saturday or Monday. I'm waiting on a titling company. And then so the new crib that I'm building, it's gonna be in 3 phases. I think I was telling you, Quentin and Slimmy, this. It's gonna be in 3 phases. First, we're gonna build the garage
Mm-hmm.
with the studio on top. They have at least like somewhere between 15 and 20 cars, and you're gonna be overlooking the cars. And then we're gonna build the guest house, which will probably be my daughter's house, and then we're gonna build the big house in the front. And I'm expecting for it to take 3 years for me to complete the whole project because I'm also building a bunch of other houses and stuff that go along with it. But here's the thing: I could do it in less than in a little over a year, but I gotta actually figure this shit out and spread it out because I'm doing it 100% cash. But if I finance it like everybody else, I could pretend and be like, oh yeah, but I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do everything the right way. But I be looking at niggas like, damn, like really? You stunting like that? Nigga, I know you was just broke yesterday. Oh, I got it. I got that credit. Navy Federal and shit. I'd be like, man, y'all niggas is out of y'all minds, bro. And people just don't care. They finance everything. Everything, bro. I be feeling like the black sheep because I don't have no financing.